there, but I've never heard people like knock Christmas lights, because that's one of the ones that when people say, well, it's not found in scripture, like no one ever thinks that the people had electric lights on the house.
I just want to know, like, where did that tradition come from?
Well, no one really knows when some of these things began, because no one sat and wrote it down.
Mm-hmm.
But from what we gather, it's Martin Luther, the great German reformer.
I just wrote a paper on Martin Luther last night.
Really?
Yeah, it had nothing to do with Christmas lights, though.
Yeah, he was taking a walk through the woods one late December night, and he saw the moonlight sparkle on the snow-covered branches, of the evergreen trees.
Mm-hmm.
And he was so struck by their beauty that he tried to recreate that, and by attaching candles to his Christmas tree.
Wow.
Yeah, I know it's kind of tricky how to do that. And
I was going to say, man, that's a risk.
And they had fires too.
Yeah.
So I mean, you see old pictures. That was the thing for a long time, was like putting candles actually sitting in your Christmas tree.
Wow. Imagine me as this little Indian boy living in India. I often wonder, like, how do they do that?
Yeah.
Because I mean, most of our trees were not that rigid. Right. So the Ashoka trees, like the leaves just droop down. Wow. They look like an evergreen or fir tree, whatever, but the leaves are just like flat. I'm like, how do they put the candle on it? There's no way in there. It's physically, by the laws of physics, it's not possible. But the trees here are different. The way the branches fan out, the way they are sturdy. Yeah, you can clip it, and they were able to do that.
Wow.
Still dangerous, but they did it.
Yeah.
So it reminded him of Jesus being the light of the world. And so thank goodness for electricity. If not, we would be in trouble today.
We'd have a lot of burn up Christmas trees.
Or burn up homes, families.
Yeah,
it'd be terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the biggest ones that we hear, and guys, this is kind of where we talked about the disclaimer coming in. So if you didn't listen to that disclaimer, I think one of the biggest ones that we talk about is Santa Claus. I think that's the one that people really take issue with, or
that's a sticking point for a lot of people.
Yeah, and among Christians especially.
Yep.
Well, especially if you back up a little bit, is the whole idea of gift giving. Well, how I grew up, we didn't have that.
Right.
Christmas morning, all you would have is a new pair of clothes, and these were not like ready-made clothes like you go buy at Belk's or Macy's or whatever. No, these were clothes that you got stitched. Mom and Dad would take me to the tailor, and they would measure us and stitch our clothes.
Oh, wow!
And then so this would usually be done somewhere beginning of November or end of October, and then a week before Christmas, that was the date. We would go, or Dad would go, or Mom would go and pick up the clothes from the tailors, and then they would hang in our closet, whatever. And then Christmas morning, we put on this brand new shirt.
Wow.
A brand new pair of pants. And it was very, special for us. Not only did we have a new set of clothes, but it was also that this is God's day. This is Jesus's day. You're wearing new things on his day. But when I came to America, people didn't do that. Of course, you still give your kids new clothes and things like that, but you have a lot of gift giving. I didn't know this whole business of boxes and boxes of gifts, all kinds of gifts coming out from under the tree. And then I heard messages and pastors talking about how, this is not necessary and this is not good and all that. And I'm like, but that's a tradition. Let them do it. Because each of those gifts ultimately represents the gift of God's Son.
Right.
So when the people are doing this, why are you so upset? I mean, what if people didn't do anything?
Yeah.
What if they gave gifts on, like, say, Halloween?
Yeah.
Would be upset? Yeah, I would be upset. It's like, why?
Yeah.
So they're doing it on Christmas Day.
I don't know
to represent the birth, the giving of God's Son, and you are upset.
Yeah.
Why don't we stop preaching those kind of messages and just give it a new meaning and say, or assign it the meaning from the gospel?
Yeah, absolutely. Can we talk a little bit more about Santa Claus specifically? Because I feel like that's an issue for a lot of people. Where did this tradition start? Where does it break down?
Where Santa Claus is the one now giving out.
I think really the underlying question for many people is it okay for me to have Santa for my kids?
Yeah, Santa Claus, Santa Nicholas. Saint Nicholas. Saint
Mhm.
Saint Nicholas.
Mhm.
Hey, we have a Nicholas here sitting behind the things.
Jolly old
He's-
Saint Nicholas.
He's definitely not a saint. Just want to clarify that. You have anything to add to that, Nicholas? Anything to say about your sainthood?
Didn't have to call me out like that.
I think it was probably appropriate.
Son, he's our third one in the family. But Saint Nicholas was a pastor of Myra. Okay, so Myra was in Asia Minor, which is modern day Turkey. And on December the 6th is the Western Church's Christmas, and December 19th, the Eastern or the day of Saint Nicholas would be December the 6th or December 19th in the Eastern Church. And it was a day to give gifts because he would give gifts. He began this whole practice of giving gifts.
Mhm.
And he gave gifts to children, and in time it kind of merged into the December 25th. So we give gifts on December 25th. So
Wow.
it came from Saint Nicholas,
Mhm.
which we have made into kind of, as you say, faster Saint Nicholas. Saint Nicholas.
Wow.
Saint
It's crazy
Nicholas.
Santa Claus.
Crazy how language kind of evolves like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you? I mean, I guess that's our thing. Is it okay to have Santa Claus? Is that an okay thing for us as Christians to do?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I mean, just it's all right to pretend and have a great time with your kids. It's okay. As they grow up, explain to them, hey, this represented a great man in Christianity who cared about people. In fact, what we know about Nicholas is that he was rich and very came from a rich home. He was from Bari, and in the 4th century, and he gave his wealth away to the poor.
Mm.
So why not teach your children how in ancient times there was this man who was very wealthy and he could have lived only for himself, but he gave his wealth away to people. There was a family that was struggling, and he threw money into their window,
Mhm.
and they had something to eat.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he would do it kind of at night. He would do it in a cover of darkness
Mhm.
to make it special so that nobody would know who did it. But people, figured it out.
Yeah.
So that was Saint Nicholas. Now, if you want to, you can read his biographies. Some very good biographies are out there of Saint Nicholas. And he was a kind of a very conservative bishop.
Mm.
I mean, one time he even, from what legend tells us, he even walked in and punched Arius.
I have heard that.
I've heard that
definitely
too.
heard that.
in one of the church councils. I mean,
Yeah.
he punched him because this guy, or Arius or somebody, was having an issue with the deity and humanity of Jesus.
Uh-oh. Can't do that.
So other than we only see him as a jolly old Saint Nick, but he was sometimes not so jolly.
Yeah.
I've seen this meme going around of it's like one of those old paintings of like the saints, and it's Saint Nicholas, and it says on the meme, it says, "I'm here to," how did it put it? "I'm here to hand out gifts and punch heretics, and I'm all out of gifts."
I'm all out of gifts. I've seen that too. I think it's good though the way that you put that, Dr. Shaw, because so many Christians I think needlessly struggle with. I feel like I'm just lying to my kids. You're not. Saint Nicholas is
Yeah.
representative of the generosity of Jesus Christ.
Right.
And-
He represents that generosity and that spirit of giving that's very real in Jesus.
Yeah, and what a better outlook than just, hey, eventually one day I'm going to have a difficult conversation with my kids. No, let's talk to them about like, hey, this represents the spirit
Yeah.
of giving. This is how you can embody that spirit, and ultimately, like you said, it points
Right.
back to the greatest gift, Jesus.
That's it.
Right.
That's it. So, yeah, if you overdo it and your kids are 30 years old and still believing in Santa, or their faith is shaken because of Santa, I don't know how strong a faith you give them.
Yeah.
Great point.
That's true. That's very true.
wasn't very strong to
It
begin
wasn't
with,
very
it
strong
sounds
to
like.
begin with.
David
so-
just sent me the meme. David just texted me the meme.
Tell us about the meme, David.
It's the same one Ryan just said. I'm here to punch heretics and I'm all out of presents.
What does it look like?
I'll show you.
Yeah, it's this. I don't even know what century painting this would be, but
That's
it's
it.
like a saintly, like
I love it.
with the aura around his head.
That's too funny.
That is
I'm all
cute.
out of presents.
That's
Better watch
really
out. Well, I guess, Dr. Shaw, as we close, do you have any words of encouragement related to these Christmas traditions for our listeners?
Yeah, I would definitely tell people, life is tough. Life, especially in the world in which we're living now, in this 2022, heading into 2023, celebrate,
Mm.
rejoice. The Bible talks about rejoice. Again, I say rejoice, says
Mhm.
Paul. So rejoice, be glad, be happy. Redirect your thoughts from the struggles and the pains and the frustrations of life. All of us have some frustrations. All of us have some pains and hurts and cuts and bruises. And don't dwell on those. The enemy will keep reminding you of those. Redirect your thought to the Holy Spirit on the joy of the Christian life and the joy of Christmas.
That's right.
Amen. That's awesome. If you guys enjoyed today's topic or you have suggestions for future topics, let us know by sending us a text at 252-582-5028. You can also visit us online at clearviewtodayshow.com, and you can support us financially by visiting that same website. Click that donate button. We're grateful for all of our giving partners. Every gift, every contribution goes not only to building up this radio show, but supporting countless other ministries for the building up of the kingdom of God. John, do you have a quote to leave us with today?
Yeah, this one comes from St. Nicholas. I came to give
yeah.
presents to kids and punch heretics, and I just ran out of presents.
And I just ran out of presents.
No, I got one.
Better watch out.
I got one. This is here it is. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Oh my goodness.
Michael Scott.
From The Office?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Michael
boy.
Scott.
I don't know if that's original to him.
That quote changed my life.
In fact, I think that was the point of that episode. That wasn't original to him.
It took everything I had to kind of shift my thinking in that way. The only thing that, what were you gonna say?
No, I mean, are you sure he said that?
It says Michael Scott in big letters. There's something small.
Where does it say that? The
Hold on,
internet?
give me a second. Let me just-
Yeah, no, I don't think that's original to Michael Scott.
Okay, wait. There's another name under here.
What is the
Wayne
name?
Gretzky. I don't know who that is.
The hockey player?
I guess so.
Really?
That's what it says, but I think Michael Scott said it.
Oh boy.
I don't know. Well,
I
maybe.
don't doubt that he
Let me
said it.
fact check my sources
I don't
and then
know
I'll.
if it was original to him.
All right, let me fact check my sources and I'll get back to you.
We'll get back to you.
Mm.
We love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Car Lake Outfitters has you covered this holiday season with Santa-approved gifts. For the ladies, Car Lake Outfitters has the popular Lake Girl apparel, Sherpa 1/4-zip pullovers, sweatshirts, hoodies, long sleeve tees, and hats in many styles and colors. The ladies will love the Greenwich Bay soaps and lotions, especially the very comfortable Hello Mellow loungewear. For the guys, Car Lake Outfitters has the largest selection of hats in the area, with over 400 to choose from. Combat Waterfowl, Los Wando, Low Country, East Coast Waterfowl, and Raised Right, to mention a few. For anyone on your list, pick up one of the Kanga Iceless Coolers. Keeps your beverage cold for up to 7 hours with no ice. Choose from the new backpack, the pouch, 12 and 24 case mates. Let's not forget the Car Lake branded shirts. Hey, we made it easy for you here on Next Door Radio and nextdoorradio.com. Available now by way of the Google and Apple Store is the Next Door Radio app. Anywhere you want to go, you can take Next Door with you. All the local talk programs, all local sports, and a great mix of 70s, 80s, classic rock, you can now take anywhere you want to go by download the Next Door Radio app today. Available Google and Apple stores. The Smithsonian has arrived to Granville County. The Granville Museum is one of 6 host sites in North Carolina for Crossroads Change in Rural America. The Crossroads exhibit will be here from December 6th through January 19th. The museum is open Tuesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. For weekend hours and a list of programs, visit www.granvillemuseumnc.org. Crossroads Change in Rural America is part of Museum on Main Street, a collaboration between the Smithsonian Institution and North Carolina Humanities Councils nationwide. Support for Museum on Main Street has been provided by the United States Congress.
This is Louis Bowling with Looking Back into Granville County History. This is from the Oxford Public Ledger in 1954, reporting on the Christmas scene in Oxford. Merchants today are expecting a hustle as many late shoppers crowd in to pick up last-minute gifts and to obtain supplies for the home pantry as housewives prepare big Christmas dinners. Tonight at 11 o'clock, there is to be a candlelight communion service at Oxford Presbyterian Church. The Reverend T.T. Trainum is to conduct the service, assisted by Reverend R.L. Burry. Also tonight at 11:30, there is to be a midnight worship service at St. Stephen's Episcopal Church. Economically distressed families, whose plight is known to church, welfare, and civic agencies, have been taken care of. More than 100 families, old persons, many of them beyond the productive years of labor, widows with children, and homes which have been poverty-ridden by continuing sickness and hardship, are to share Christmas through thoughtfulness of friends and neighbors. Gifts have been pouring in for the children at the Oxford Orphanage and the Colored Orphanage, and the old folks at the county home also have been remembered. The big push is over at the Oxford Post Office, but the entire personnel is working at top speed to get all deliveries completed by tonight. Postmaster John D. Mackey said incoming mail is still heavy. Parcels, greeting cards, and first-class mail is arriving by the truckload 3 times a day. Also, several hundred children and their parents, employees of the Burlington Mills Oxford plant, were entertained Sunday afternoon with a Christmas party by the company. Perry Harrison was winner of a 5-pound fruitcake given at the party as a door prize. This is Lewis Bowling with Looking Back into Granville County History. Merry Christmas to all Granvillians.
You're tuned in to Next Door Radio on nextdoorradio.com. Thank you so much for letting us be a part of your family. Enjoy a great mix of 70s, 80s, classic rock, and some beach music right here on Next Door Radio. Also, all you have to do, say, Alexa, enable nextdoorradio.com. It's time for local talk here on Next Door Radio, nextdoorradio.com, and the Next Door Radio app. And welcome to local talk here on Next Door Radio, nextdoorradio.com, and the Next Door Radio app. My name is Trace Tunner. Phone line brought to you by Car Lake Outfitters, located in Henderson, North Carolina, 919-618-9258. This is recorded for presentation at this time. My good friend Gary Dakey joins us here with the Franklin Granville Vance Smart Start. My friend, how are you?
Hey, good morning, Trey. You got that right. Thank
I'm
you
trying.
very much.
I'm trying.
People struggle because there are other agencies around that serve multi-county and combinations. So Franklin Granville Vance Smart Start. Excellent.
There you go. How's everything getting ready for the holidays there from not only in Henderson, but across the 3 counties that you work with?
Doing really well. We are obviously working with over 100 child care programs in our 3-county area, so we do a lot of things with them. Of course, they're having a wonderful time right now with all these children getting excited for school and, for Christmas and trying to get everything in order. And of course, around our office, too, we always have a lot of fun around Christmas. 16 of us there, and wonderful folks that we work with there who are so dedicated working with children in the community. So this time of year with so much going on, it's really a lot of fun where we work and the people we work with and for.
Of course, I've known you for a little over 5 years now, moving into the Henderson market at the Wiz at WICS and where we first met. But every individual that I've ever met through Smart Start has been, tremendous. They love what they do. We had a conversation off air, and I'd always tell people that I want to record things that we say off air because I think we can make it into a great little podcast.
Oh yeah.
But that people, when you love your job, sometimes it shows, and that's what happens with your organization.
I think you're right. There's some wonderful. I've been fortunate to be there. This is my 23rd year at Smart Start. It flies.
Is it really?
You're having fun. When you're doing stuff.
Wow.
I think, and so I've seen most of the people come in who work there. I know Kamiko was here a few weeks ago, and she came on right after I did that. She's been there, I'll just say, over 20 years. And such wonderful people to work with every day. It makes it easy to get up and go to work. And then the purpose of your work, for what we do, for working with young children, families, have young children, it's so worthwhile. So it makes life work a lot smoother than it does sometimes.
That's
a
exactly
wonderful
right.
place to work. Yeah.
So we've done kind of a vague introduction to what the Franklin Granville Vance Smart Start really is. But in your own words, what does all that mean?
Well, our mission is to work with young children. We work specifically 0 to 5. And the goal is to make sure they're healthy and that we get them ready to enter school, ready to succeed and do well in school. And that sounds very simple, but boy, what a major task that is. And we have so many kids that are starting in school, pre-K and kindergarten, who are not up to the level of what teachers need them to know so they can be a part of what goes on in the classroom. And so we do a lot of things to help families strengthening what's going on in the family and the home. We do a lot to improve care and the quality of child care, and we have some wonderful child care programs. Capacity's down there. We can talk about that. And then we do a lot of things, at least a lot of work I do is our literacy programs, because we know kids who read and love books, when they start school, they do really well.
Yep.
So those are kind of my passions.
Well, so that's that kind of introduction. When I first met you, came on, we did a show together. And that was really, you just started the Dolly Parton book series.
Yeah.
And my son, and I tell you all the time, my son loves it, and we still get it. We still get them in the mail.
Great.
It's been 5 years now.
Yeah,
and so of course I'm going to be
0 to 5
disappointed.
program.
Yeah, I'm going to be upset early when we turn 6. I can't get those books anymore.
Yeah, I'm afraid it
we
is.
We might have to talk.
Yeah, that's such a great program. We started that program actually before you and I met. Franklin Graham Event Smart Start started without any funding. It was something I ran across with a friend of mine, David Irvin, who's from Henderson. And we said, this is such a neat program because they mail the books out. Kids get excited about getting something in the mail. It's not like a credit card bill you and I get.
That's right.
Okay.
I don't even want to open it.
And it's a great book, and they're developmentally appropriate. They're based on the age of the child, and it's free. So we were raising money. United Way in Granville County helped us with Granville County kids, Vance County, Franklin. Duke Energy, some others stepped in and gave us money. So every year we were able to enroll and keep 300, 400 children getting books every month. Some graduated at 5, then we would enroll new ones. And we kind of kept that going. And then luckily, Smart Start, our program at the state level, loved it and saw different programs picking it up, raising their own money to do it, and they decided to fund it. So right now, we can enroll any child in the state of North Carolina. Of course, we cover Franklin, Granville, and Vance. We enroll any child age 0 to 5. Let me get this out there, that can enroll in this program free. And they get books once a month till they turn age 5.
It's literally all you have to do is sign a piece of paper.
Yeah, it takes about a minute or so. And you can go online. We can give you, you can just Google Imagination Library and go on and do it. It takes 2-3 minutes tops, and your child will start getting books monthly until they turn age 5. Right now in Franklin, Granville, Vance, we have about 9,000 children under age 5, and we've got 4,200 of them enrolled in this program. So we're pushing 45% of our kids locally in 3 counties are getting books once a month in the mail. So if we keep pushing that percentage and get all these kids getting books, and they're reading them and getting excited about that, we're going to do some major things for our educational system, and mainly just for each individual, so they can proceed in life and succeed in school. We want them to go to school prepared and ready to succeed.
Yeah, my son, who is 5 years old, starting to read those little smaller books. Of course, I read the bigger ones with the big words. I struggle with that, but you look at it as he's starting to kind of pick words, and because the school there in Vance County is doing a great job with them. But you look at it as it's that age group. I'll ask you this: why is it important for the 0 to 5 age group to be able to learn that nucleus?
Yeah, well, I'll keep this one short, but we know a lot more now about the development of a child's brain, much more than we knew 15, 20 years ago. And it's the process of how the brain connects the neurons and the synapses that allows you to be able to use the full functioning of your brain for processing information. Like down the road, I always use an example. I can remember we all started taking algebra in school, and some of us thought it was fun, some thought it was tough. But for it to happen, the several parts of your brain have to work together well. And for all that to be connected, it has to happen really early in a child's life. So reading is one of those fundamental things you can do with a child that can help that process work very well. So we can get children reading and excited about that. Not only they're prepared for school, but their brain is connected. The parts of their brain are connected in a way that's going to help them down the road for whatever they might do, whether it's reading, whether it's going to be learning history, or it's going to trying to put together, what is this geometry stuff, you see down the road. So it all happens really well. A child's brain development is pretty much 90% of what it'll be by age 5. So it's really important we give parents the tools and the knowledge that this is going on. So it's a critical time in anybody's life, and we're happy to be able to provide some services and programs to help enhance that.
Fantastic. Gary Dacre George is here. Franklin, Granville, Vance, Smart Start. Of course, they are located at 125 Charles D. Rollins Road. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Is that correct? Make sure I'm looking at the correct website here. But other than that, how's everything kind of going with Smart Start? We talked a little bit off air, and you mentioned earlier a little bit about the child care service.
Yes, we have some incredible child care programs, and some years ago they started a new system where child care is based on the education of staff and other things, the program standards and others, that they have a star rating. So child care is rated from a 1 to 5 star, with a 5-star being very high quality. So a lot of what we do is help them with the processes of getting the higher star rating, which helps parents know what quality child care is all about. But so that's been going really well. You know, back when I started with Smart Start, the average child care rating was somewhere around maybe a 2, and now it's around 4.4 to 4.5 across all of our child care programs. So we've done some phenomenal work, and we've got some phenomenal people in child care. What's happened during COVID is capacity. We have a lot less child care slots now. We've had programs that had closed classrooms, loss of teachers. We've had the home child care. We've had a lot of people who provide quality child care in their home, that'd be 5 to 10 children, the smaller ones. We have a lot of those who have closed. So we're having a problem now just finding slots for people, for their children to go into a child care program. And that affects our workforce. You need a good child care slot so your mom or dad can go to work and feel secure, that child being taken care of. So there's a capacity issue, and it's around the state. And of course, it's a broader problem about employment in general. I think a lot of employers are having a hard time finding folks. So I don't know if everybody retired. If they do, I want to get in line for some of that. I'm getting up there in age. So, but so we're seeing in childcare now the biggest issue is trying to make sure there's the capacity. And that's a little bit different for us. We've always worked with the quality of the programs that existed, but trying to help the development of new programs, that's a different ball game for us.
I mean, how do you change that? How do you fix that? How does that work?
Wow, that's a good one. You know, we have that very conversation in our offices now, trying to figure that out. We've been looking at doing some networking with the local child care people who provide child care in their home that aren't licensed. A lot of people, take care of their grandchildren or somebody's children. We're trying to look at those to see if we can develop those into a little bit larger and a program site. We're just trying to do some things to get people interested in working in the field. But the real problem within the field, child care workers are underpaid, like a lot of folks in teaching, in my opinion. And it's the same with child care. It's not something that's supported by the state. It's individual private business. And you have to charge basically what the market will bear in the area. And our market rates in this area are a little bit lower. So there are not a lot of child care providers that are making a great living at it. They're doing something they love to do, and they're employing folks, and they're paying the bills, and they're doing the work that I think is most important that can be done. But it's not a field that pays a lot and benefits and things.
I couldn't do it. Let's be honest. I have trouble with doing with one.
There you go. Kid. The challenge of working with children, boy. And I have said to people all along, I get to go in and have a lot of child cares and get to do some work there. That's not my particular forte, but boy, it's so much fun, and being around children can be one of the best things, the most enlightening thing in your life. And then at times it can be the most frustrating things, because kids are exactly what they are. They're learning, they're interacting with their environment, they're doing all kinds of fun stuff, and they got a lot of energy too, don't they? So it's a very challenging work and a lot of fun, but it's not something in our area that pays people really well. And the other issue too, a lot of child care people can't provide extensive benefits. So it's a tough business right now, and we need that to support our families and also to support our workforce.
Franklin Granville Advanced Smart Start. You can visit them on their website, of course, on social media as well. You guys do a great job, especially on social media, keeping things up.
We try.
Yeah, that's a great job there. So what else is new there with Smart Start? Some other programs here, especially for the holidays. Christmas literally right around the corner.
Well, this is something, not a program, but I will say it because I'm so proud of the people I work with. Every year we pick some agency or something that we do for Christmas, and we all, rather than all do for each other at work, and we do some of that too. But we picked some agency. Like for 1 year, we picked ACIM here, and we did a food drive and brought food for Christmas. And we've done it similar to Axe and Henderson. We do a different county each year so we can spread the love. And sometimes we could take a family. And this year we were fortunate to have our family referred to us who was having some issues, and they were having to move right here at Christmas. And it's going to be hard to provide Christmas for their children. It was a lady with 6 children. And we just yesterday had gotten together and pooled our resources and went out, and purchased Christmas for these 6 young kids and some other things for the family and the mom. And we had a donation of this caterer said, let me do a big meal. I'm going to take over for their Christmas. So yesterday we got to go meet them and take some stuff and play with the kids. And I don't know, that's the kind of thing. You're lucky to be able to be a part of your job to go out and do something so beautiful. So that's just something we did this week for our Christmas dedication to our family.
Oh, that's awesome. So, and I bet those kids love it.
Oh, they were so excited. You get to play Santa Claus. Oh my gosh.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you?
I tried.
Did you?
I'm not sure anybody was convinced, but and I had more fun than they did. So I'm a little selfish in that way. But yeah, and then otherwise, we run our similar programs we've been running all year. We're doing a lot of things with childcare. We do some things through our doctor's offices, getting developmental screening done for children. We've got incredible staffing doing literacy work. And of course, I get to work with that. Reach Out and Read is a program where children get books when they go to their pediatric visits.
Mhm.
We have our Dolly Parton Imagination Library. We have the little free library. It's not something we talk about a lot. It's another one of these little programs I kind of started. I read about it online where people put up these things. You'll see them places. In fact, there's one here in front of your library. It looks like a big birdhouse.
That's right.
It's got books in it. Well, we've got a couple out at the Gap, Granville Athletic Park. And of course, we've got some in Henderson and Franklin County. And we put those up. And I, every 3 weeks, go around and I get donated books. I'll say now, anybody's got some adult, whatever books you want to donate, and children's books, we put them in there. And it's a take a book, share a book kind of a thing. You fill them up. You can go by anytime, get a book. That's all you need to do. If you want to put a book or two in it, somebody else to read, you can do that. And we keep adult books in them and a lot of children's books. And the children's books, we hope parents take those home and don't bring those back. Keep them there. Let this kid read them over and over and over and enjoy them. So that's another piece that we do. And we like that one. That's just a way of trying to make sure the community continues to realize that reading's important. And there's some books out there you can grab. When the library's closed, we've got some little free libraries on the corners here and there.
Love that.
Grab a book.
That's Mr. Gary, always good to see you, my friend.
I know,
Thank you
man.
for what
I
you
always
do.
have fun coming here and seeing you, Trey. It's great.
I appreciate that very much. Of course, you are with Franklin Granville Advanced Smart Start. How can they get a hold of you? How can they find out about more programs, phone number, website? How can they get a hold of
Phone
you?
number in Henderson, we're 252-433-9110. And of course, our website's always a www, but we're fgvsmartstart.org.
Pretty simple enough, right?
Yeah, give us a call. We'd love to talk to you.
There you go. Well, God bless you. Merry Christmas to you.
Bless you,
Happy
Trey.
holidays. If there's anything we can do for you, please let us know, okay?
All right, man. You're always there. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, my name is Trey Stein on behalf of Local Talk. We'll see you later. Hey, we made it easy for you here on Next Door Radio and nextdoorradio.com. Available now by way of the Google and Apple Store is the Next Door Radio app. Anywhere you want to go, you can take Next Door with you. All the Local Talk programs, all local sports, and a great mix of